You think women are simple. You think we want safety, romance, and soft love. But the truth? It's darker, it's messier, and it's the part of us men almost never see. I'm a woman. I felt it. And once you understand it, you will make us wet. Because these aren't the things we brag about. These are the things we hide. The ones that leave us guilty, restless, and addicted to the man who knows how to use them. And number 3, that's the one we carry the most shame for because it rips away our control and we still can't resist it. But number 1, that's the one we want the most. The darkest confession. The one that makes us crawl back no matter how far we've run. Before I walk you through all 11, take a second to hit like and subscribe and tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I want to see how far this message reaches because female desire speaks the same language no matter where you live. Now, let's begin. Secret number 11, the ache of being ignored. Here's the truth men almost never realize. Nothing makes a woman wetter than being ignored. When you don't text back, when you see us, but don't give us the reaction we were hunting for. When you make us wait in silence, it's torture. And that torture turns into desire. I felt it myself, sitting there with my phone in my hand, my mind racing, my body restless. Every minute you didn't reply made me want you more. I hated it. I swore I wouldn't care. But the ache between my legs said otherwise. Most men flood us with attention until it means nothing. But the man who withholds it, the man who makes us work, wonder, beg in silence, he owns our thoughts. He owns our body. We'll never admit it. But being ignored makes us wet because your attention becomes rare. And rare is irresistible. And if that's how we react to silence, wait until you see what happens when another woman enters the picture. Secret number 10, the heat of jealousy. I need to confess something ugly. Nothing drives a woman crazier than seeing you with another woman. It doesn't even matter who she is. A coworker, a stranger, a girl passing by who laughs at your joke. The second we notice another female giving you attention, something primal hits us. Our stomach flips, our chest burns, and our body reacts before our mind can catch up. I've felt it. I've seen a man I thought was mine lean back, smile, and let another girl touch his arm. My face stayed calm, but inside I was shaking, angry, wet, furious that she had his focus, desperate to pull it back to me. That's the sick part. Jealousy doesn't turn us off. It makes us crave harder because now we're competing. Now we have to prove we're the one you'll choose. And when you do, it feels like the sweetest release, like stealing something forbidden and knowing it's finally ours. We'll deny it. We'll act like it didn't bother us. But the truth, nothing stirs a woman more than the threat of being replaced. And if being jealous lights us on fire, number 9 will show you what happens when we feel like we've actually won. Secret number 9, the thrill of victory. Every woman knows this feeling, even if we'll never admit it out loud. The rush of being chosen. The high of winning. When another woman wants you, when her eyes linger, when her laugh is too sweet, we feel it. The storm of jealousy starts boiling. But when you turn back to us, when your hand finds ours, when your eyes remind us who you're leaving with, that's when it hits. The victory, the surge, the delicious proof that we won. I felt it in my own body, my chest swelling, my breath catching, my skin buzzing as if I'd claimed a prize no one else could touch. That feeling is intoxicating. It's addictive. It makes us want you more, crave you harder, hold on tighter. Most men think comfort keeps us, but comfort dulls us. It's the victory that hooks us, the thrill of knowing you had options and you still came back to us. We'll never say it. We'll pretend we were calm the whole time. But inside that rush leaves us trembling, wanting more, already dreading the next time another woman tries to take what we just claimed. And if victory feels this addictive, number 8 will show you what happens when mystery takes over and our own imagination does the work for you. Secret number 8, the hunger of mystery. Here's something most men don't realize. Our imagination is the most dangerous part of us. When you don't reveal everything, when you keep a piece of yourself hidden, when your words leave space instead of explanations, our mind doesn't stay quiet. It races. It wanders. It builds stories that pull us in deeper. I felt it myself, lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, wondering why he hadn't told me everything. Why he was calm when I expected answers. Why he felt close yet still out of reach. My body restless. My thoughts running wild, inventing scenes that left me aching. Mystery is fuel. It feeds desire. It keeps us awake, restless, imagining you in ways you'll never have to say out loud. Because what we create in our own mind always feels more dangerous, more tempting, more addictive than anything handed to us too easily. That's why men who reveal everything too fast fade quickly, but the man who leaves us guessing, he lingers. He makes us restless. He makes us wet without even touching us. And if mystery can make us ache like that, number 7 will show you the torture of restraint, the one that leaves us trembling when you stop right before we break. Secret number 7, the torture of restraint. This is the one that makes us lose our minds. When you give us just enough to feel it, your eyes locking, your hand brushing against us, your lips tasting ours, and then you stop first, pulling back before we're ready, leaving us trembling in silence. I felt it myself, leaning in, expecting more, and then nothing. My breath sharp, my chest tight, my body restless like it couldn't settle until he came back. That ache doesn't fade, it grows. It spreads. It takes over. Most men rush. They grab, they push too fast, and it kills the craving. But the man who holds back, who shows control, who makes us wait until we're begging in silence, that man owns us because restraint creates obsession. We'll never admit it. We'll act like we're annoyed, like we didn't care that you pulled away. But the truth, that denial is torture. The sweetest, cruelest torture. And it leaves us wet, restless, replaying it again and again until the next time. And if restraint can leave us trembling like that, number 6 will show you something even more dangerous. The way a man can undress us without even touching our body. Secret number 6, the undressing of the mind. Most men think they need their hands to strip a woman down. They don't. The most dangerous man is the one who makes us feel naked without even touching us. The one who sees through our words, cuts through our masks, and names exactly what we're feeling before we've said a thing. I've felt it. Sitting across from him, trying to act strong, pretending I didn't care, and then hearing him say softly, "You feel cornered right now, don't you?" My stomach dropped, my chest opened, my whole body melted because he saw me. Really saw me. That kind of exposure is intoxicating. It makes us weak. It makes us lean in because we're not used to men who notice more than our curves. The man who undresses our mind owns more of us than the man who only reaches for our body. We'll deny it. We'll roll our eyes. We'll pretend it didn't hit us. But deep down, that kind of emotional nakedness is the most arousing of all because it feels like surrender without us even choosing it. And if being seen can make us fall apart like that, number 5 will show you the drug we can't resist, the one that keeps us chasing a man long after he's gone. Secret number 5, the drug of scarce attention. Attention is cheap. Most men throw it everywhere. They flood us with words, likes, messages, compliments, and it all blurs into noise. But the man who makes his attention rare, that man becomes addictive. I've felt it myself, waiting days for his reply, finally seeing his name light up my screen, my chest tightening, my stomach flipping, my breath catching like I'd just been given something precious. That single moment hit harder than 100 texts from anyone else. Scarcity makes value. And when your attention is scarce, it doesn't feel casual. It feels earned. It feels like a prize we have to work for. And the less you give it, the more we crave it. We'll act like we don't notice. We'll pretend we're unbothered, but inside we're restless, checking, waiting, hungry for the next drop. Because your attention has turned into our drug. And if scarce attention can hook us like that, number 4 will show you the panic that takes over when we realize we might lose you to someone else entirely. Secret number 4, the panic of replacement. Here's the truth we'll never say out loud. Nothing makes a woman spiral faster than realizing she could be replaced. It doesn't even have to happen. Just the possibility. The way another girl looks at you, the way you carry yourself like you don't need us, the way your silence feels like distance. Suddenly our mind starts writing stories, ugly stories, stories where someone else has what we thought was ours. I've felt it, that sinking in my stomach, that racing in my chest, that restless pacing when I knew he could move on and never look back. My face stayed calm, but inside I was in full panic, Because if another woman takes that place, I lose. That's the cruel truth. The fear of being replaced doesn't push us away. It makes us cling harder. It makes us watch you closer. It makes us compete, dress sharper, act sweeter, do whatever it takes to remind you we're still the one. We'll never admit it. We'll act proud, aloof, independent. But deep down, that panic is real, and it drives us to hold on tighter than love ever could. And if the fear of being replaced makes us unravel like that, number 3 is even darker. Because that's the one we're most ashamed of. The one that rips away all our control and leaves us trembling. Secret number 3, the shaken obsession. This is the one we hate the most. The one we're guilty for, the one that makes us furious and wet at the same time. It's when we throw the storm at you, the silence, the attitude, the push, the pull, the chaos, everything we use to knock you off balance, and then nothing happens. You don't flinch, you don't fold, you don't chase. I felt it. I remember raising my voice, testing his patience, trying to claw my way into his emotions, only to see him sit there, calm, steady, unshaken. My chest was tight with rage, but at the same time, my body was on fire. Because in that moment, he wasn't mine, I was his. That's the twisted truth. When a man holds his frame while we try to break it, we crumble, we hate it, we fight it, but deep down it pulls us closer. Because nothing is more addictive than a man we can't move. We'll deny it, we'll scream, sulk, run, pretend it didn't matter. But inside we're trembling, obsessed, desperate to feel that control again, even if it means starting the storm all over. And if being shaken leaves us weak like that, number 2 will show you the rarest thing of all. The man whose very presence makes us imagine surrender without him lifting a finger. Secret number 2, the untouchable aura. Some men try too hard to impress. They perform, they talk, they reach, they beg for attention. But the man who doesn't need to, the one who walks into a room and owns it without saying much, that's the one who undoes us completely. I felt it sitting across from him. His eyes steady, his voice calm, his presence heavy like gravity itself. He didn't rush, he didn't bend, he didn't even try. And still, my body leaned closer without permission. That's the untouchable aura. The energy of a man who knows his worth so deeply, he doesn't need to prove it. It's rare. It's magnetic. It makes us imagine giving in before you've even asked for anything. We'll never admit it. We'll act like we're unaffected, but inside that stillness shakes us more than any performance ever could, because it feels like dominance without a touch, power without a word. And if presence alone can leave us trembling like that. Number 1, we'll show you the darkest truth of all, the forbidden denial that makes women crawl back to the man who walked away. Secret number 1, the forbidden denial. This is the one we'll never say out loud, the one that haunts us, the one that makes us crawl back even when we swore we were done. It's denial, when you refuse to bend, when you don't chase after our attitude, when you walk away instead of begging. I felt it, watching him stand up calm and steady while I waited for him to fold. But he didn't. He left. And as much as I hated it, as much as I wanted to scream, my body betrayed me. Because in that moment, I wanted him more than ever. That's the forbidden truth. Rejection doesn't kill desire, it multiplies it. Denial is foreplay. The man who can look at us, decide we're not worth breaking his standards for, and walk away with self-respect. That man owns us long after he's gone. We'll pretend it didn't matter, we'll act like we've moved on. But inside, we're restless, we're guilty, we're wet, replaying the moment you wouldn't bend. And once a woman feels that, she can never unfeel it. Because nothing makes us want more than the man who proved he doesn't need us. Now you know the truth. The things that make women ache aren't the flowers, the promises, or the safe words. They're the darker triggers, the forbidden ones, the ones we hide, deny, and feel guilty for even craving. Because I'm a woman and I've felt them all. The silence that made me restless, the jealousy that made me burn, the mystery that made me imagine him all night, the restraint that left me trembling, the calm presence that shook me more than any loud gesture ever could, and the denial, the forbidden denial that made me crawl back to the man who walked away. That's what men don't understand. Masculine energy doesn't chase, it doesn't beg, it doesn't fold, it attracts, it tests, it denies. And in that denial, it makes women wet, guilty, and obsessed long after you're gone. If she leaves, she'll regret it. She'll imagine you with someone else. He'll replay the man who didn't bend for her, and no one else will ever measure up. I'll confess more tomorrow. Another forbidden truth you'll never hear from her lips, but one you need to know. So, hit like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I want to see how far this message reaches because female desire speaks the same language no matter where you live. And don't miss the next one.